Warning, this video is educational. Please take refuge in the nearest arcade and or fast food restaurant.
Hello, and...
Welcome to Talking Noises.
The only talk show so unscrupulous that I don't know what that word means. Today we're going to be discussing a major turning point in world history. The beginning of the Industrial Revolution. I know what you're thinking. This sounds educational. I don't like to learn. Well, la-di-da-di-da. I had to learn about it too, so we're all in this together. Before we start, let's define what the Industrial Revolution was. According to Wikipedia, the Industrial Revolution was the transition to new manufacturing processes in the period between the 1760s and 1840s. This sounds so amazing. Yay. But it was started by the much more incredible Agricultural Revolution. How'd you get in my studio? If by studio you mean your mom's house, then I walked through that door into this room. They aren't supposed to know that. My name is Mon Uwer. Are you French? No. I'm a farmer. And the Industrial Revolution was started by a truly amazing period of agricultural development. How incredible! You smell like cow poop. It was. In the 1700s, small farms covered England's landscape, but wealthy landowners began to buy the land that the village farmers had once worked. The large landowners dramatically changed the farming methods, which resulted in an agricultural revolution. And how was this helpful to the Industrial Revolution? And get to the point quick, before I stick my security on you. Your security? Oh, your mom already knows I'm here. She gave me cookies before I came in. My cookies! The Agricultural Revolution assisted in the Industrial Revolution by the increase in wealthy landowners' land holdings, allowing for them to have larger fields to cultivate, also called enclosures, which allowed for the landowners to experiment with more productive seeding and harvesting methods to boost crop yields. So, basically tractors were introduced, right? You are a complete moron, aren't you? The first gasoline-powered tractor wasn't even invented until 1892. Some of the new inventions, however, were the seed drill in 1701 by Jethro Tull, which helped seeds take root by them being planted at specific depths and well-spaced rows, the process of crop rotation, which consisted of planting a root crop right after a crop such as wheat to recover some of the lost soil nutrients, and livestock breeders copying Robert Breakwell's strategy of only letting the best sheep or other livestock breed. This method was so successful that the average weight for lambs climbed from 18 to 50 pounds. Wow, I haven't seen a weight gain that big since they opened a McDonald's in town. This helped the Industrial Revolution by the increase in food causing for an increase in the population of England, which in turn caused for an increase in the demand for manufactured goods. This excess manpower needed to produce these goods was also met by the farmers that were forced to become factory workers after their farmland was bought from wealthy landowners. Wow. My director just told me I have to explain industrialization now. I know a guy who can explain it. His name's Dusty. Let me guess. As in industrialization? No! It's Dusty Jacqueline! Okay, I have 3 questions. How'd you get in here? Where'd Mon go? And why are you so handsome? I'm just gonna ignore you and explain industrialization. It's the process of making machine-produced goods that requires natural resources. Like what kind of natural resources? Don't interrupt me again. As I was saying, some of the resources required include water power and coal to fuel the machines, iron ore to construct the machines, tools, and buildings, rivers for inland transportation, and harbors from which merchant ships set sail. Cool. Well, you can go now. Britain was actually in a great position for industrialization during the Industrial Revolution. Can you please hurry up? I have a date tonight. Judging by the way you look, no you don't. Several key components leading to advanced industrialization in Britain was its expanding economy, its business people investing in the manufacturing of new inventions, Britain's highly developed banking system allowing for people to get bank loans to fund their machinery and expand their operations, growing overseas trade, its economic prosperity, its political stability, Britain's military being successful and none of its current wars taking place on British soil, plus Parliament passed laws to help encourage and protect business ventures. Wow. You are very long-winded. Did you know that Britain's textile or cloth industry was its first to be transformed? I suppose you're going to explain that now. Actually, I am. How do you all keep getting in my house? And why are you all so attractive? Is there something wrong with your eye, or... Yeah, I probably should go to the hospital. Or should I? I immediately regret breaking into your house. So, what's your name so I can tell the cops when they get here? My name is Tex Textile, and I'm here to explain the textile industry's effect on the Industrial Revolution. I swear if these names get any worse, what's wrong with my name? Long story short, I have a feeling that your parents must have really hated you. It's funny because it's true. Anyways, the raised population due to the sustainable amount of food caused by the agricultural revolution resulted in many inventions having to be created to increase the speed that clothing for this larger amount of people could be produced. Oh, I get it, because otherwise they'd be naked. I'm so glad that someone of your caliber could give such impressive insight into the subject at hand. Thanks. Anyways, some of the inventions included the flying shuttle in 1933 by John Kay to double what a weaver could do in a day. This resulted in a contest for an invention that allowed for spinners to keep up with the now much faster-paced weavers. Around 1764, James Hargreaves invented a better spinning wheel named after his daughter, the spinning epidermis. What? The spinning epidermis, named after his daughter? What? No! Who would name their daughter Epidermis? Who would name their son Tex? I'm a girl. Did you just assume my gender? Anyways, he named it the spinning Jenny after his daughter. Eventually, in 1779, Samuel Crompton combined the features of the spinning jenny and Richard Arkwright's water frame to create the improved spinning mule. Now that cloth could be wove and spun at such a faster rate, the cotton industry struggled to keep up, resulting in new inventions in the cotton industry. Like, I can't think of a comparison, so I'll just smile instead. Anyways, this resulted in the cotton gin being invented in 1793 by Eli Whitney to speed up the amount of cotton being cleaned. And I'm assuming this resulted in growth in other industries? Yes. What are you doing in my house? Blowing off some steam. And who are you? Tobias. Just Tobias. And I'm here to explain the steam engine's effect on the Industrial Revolution. Cool. It all started in 1765, when James Watt found a way to make the recently invented steam engine work faster and more efficiently while burning less fuel. So, what oddball insult or observation are you going to throw at me now for comic relief? None. I'm explaining the steam engine. But you have to say something. Okay. In 1807, Robert Fulton used the steam engine to build the first steamboat, the Clermont. This water transportation resulted in the improved creation of canals because it allowed for the transport of the new industrialized goods being produced. Seriously, you are so boring. It's like listening to paint dry.
You said that wrong.
Are you sure I said it wrong? Or has everybody else been saying it wrong?
Anyways, by the mid-1800s, 4,250 miles of inland channels slashed the cost of transporting raw and finished goods. Another interesting fact is that the British roads also improved, with John McAdams equipping road beds with a large layer of rocks for drainage and a layer of rock on top, which allowed for heavy wagons to travel, even in rainy weather.
Can you please hurry? You've been talking longer than the entire Industrial Revolution in itself.
In 1804, the English engineer Trevithick won a bet of several $1,000s by hauling 10 tons of iron over nearly 10 miles of track in a steam-driven locomotive.
Wow! 10 miles? Well, I guess that still is farther than a Ford can go without breaking down.
Then in 1821, George Stephenson began working on the world's first railroad line from the Yorkshire coalfields to the port of Stockton on the North Sea. This entire track was about 27 miles long.
Honestly, I don't care.
This success drove the idea to connect the port of Liverpool with the inland city of Manchester by locomotive, which resulted in a competition on who could design the locomotive that would run the line. The competition was won by the rocket made by Stephenson and his son.
Wow, nothing says father-son bonding time like building a giant frickin' train.
They didn't build a train. They built a locomotive that was able to carry a 13-ton load at an unheard of speed of over 24 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh, only 24 miles per hour? Usain Bolt's top speed was at least 27.7 miles per hour.
Yeah, but could he do that with 13 tons on his back?
Probably. How much is a ton?
You are an idiot. The locomotive had at least 4 major effects. It spurred industrial growth by giving manufacturers cheap means of material transport. It caused for hundreds of thousands of new jobs for railroad workers and miners who had to mine coal for the steam engines and iron for the tracks. It boosted England's agricultural and fishing industries by allowing them to transport their goods to distant cities, and by making travel easier, it allowed for country people to take city jobs and for city dwellers to go to resorts in the countryside.
Sheesh, that was long. So in conclusion, the Industrial Revolution began as a time of an evolution of human capabilities in manufacturing that started with the Agricultural Revolution, which led to an increase in the necessity of industrialization of the textile industry, which in turn caused for the development of the steam engine to allow for the better transport of these goods, which all set the stage for the future of the Industrial Revolution by allowing for it to have the means of transporting goods necessary to the increase in future industries.
Yes.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. I've got to go take a nap because I didn't understand a word of what I just said.